You know that one person who's just stuck in your mind? It's that face that pops up without invitation. The memory of a laugh you can't quite forget. It's more than just missing them. It's a deep, aching want for things to be how they were. You want them back, not just in your life, but actively choosing you, chasing you, realizing their mistake, and begging for another chance. I get it. It feels like they've somehow become a magnet, and you're just a piece of iron helplessly, pulled in their direction no matter how hard you try to resist. Every text you hope is from them. Every song on the radio seems to be about them, and your mind constantly replays a highlight reel of what you had. This feeling of being powerless against the pull is exhausting and can make you feel like you're at the mercy of their decisions, their feelings, their timeline. But here's the most critical thing you need to understand right now: the fundamental truth that changes everything. That magnet is not a one-way force. Its power isn't inherent to them alone. This entire dynamic, the push, the pull, the attraction, the silence is governed by a silent, invisible exchange of energy. This energy isn't mystical. It's the sum total of your focus, your vibration, your emotional state, and most importantly, your sense of self-worth. How you feel about yourself in the wake of this loss, and how you feel about them whether it's longing, resentment, or desperate need is the secret source that either powers their magnet or begins to power your own. Your desperate energy, your constant thinking about them, is what gives them that powerful pull over you. You are, in a very real sense, feeding the very magnet that you feel trapped by. The good news is that since you are the source of that power, you can also redirect it. This isn't just wishful thinking or fluffy self-help talk. It's a principle backed by psychology, the law of attraction, and the simple, observable physics of human connection. To change the pull, you must first become aware of the current. You must recognize that you are not just iron. You're also a generator. A generator can be rewired. That feeling of being powerless, of being pulled towards them like iron to a magnet, is one of the most visceral and frustrating experiences. But to break that cycle, you have to understand the currency of this entire exchange: energy. This concept might sound abstract, but its effects are incredibly concrete and observable in your daily life. Think about it. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed the tension after an argument, even though everyone was quiet? Or have you ever been around someone who was genuinely joyful and found your own mood lifting without them saying a word? That's energy at play. It's the unspoken communication that happens beneath the surface of our words, a constant broadcast of our inner state. When you're anxious, stressed, or needy, you might as well be wearing a neon sign that flashes, "I am insecure," or "I need validation." People, especially the person you're focused on, subconsciously pick up on this frequency, and it dictates their response. It's not that they're consciously pushing you away. It's that your energy is actively repelling them. A perfect metaphor for this is trying to hold a beach ball underwater. You can do it for a while, but it takes immense constant effort. Your arms strain, you get tired, and all the while, the ball is fighting with every fiber to burst back to the surface, to its natural state. The moment you release your grip, even a little, it rockets upward. Your attention and desperation operate on the exact same principle. The more you obsessively push your energy toward them through constant checking of your phone, replaying conversations, mentally begging them to come back, the more you are actively holding that beach ball underwater. You are creating immense resistance. You are signaling that you are out of your natural, confident state and are operating from a place of lack. This energy of neediness is what pushes people away. It feels heavy, demanding, and unattractive, because it places the entire burden of your happiness on someone else. Now, flip the scenario. Imagine your natural state is that beach ball floating calmly and confidently on the surface of the water. It is buoyant, secure, and requires no force to maintain its position. This is the energy of "I am complete on my own." It is not arrogant or closed off. It is peaceful, self-assured, and whole. This energy doesn't push or pull. It simply is. And that state of simply being content and secure in yourself is the most powerful attractor there is. It draws people in because it feels good to be around. It's light, it's positive, and it doesn't ask them to fix you or complete you. So, how do you make this crucial shift? It begins internally, with a conscious decision to redirect your focus. It starts by asking yourself a single, powerful question. What would my life look and, more importantly, feel like if I already had everything I needed? Don't just answer this intellectually. Close your eyes and truly imagine it. Visualize yourself moving through your day with that quiet confidence. Feel the relief of not being burdened by anxiety about someone else's actions. Feel the strength that comes from knowing your worth is not determined by their presence or absence. This feeling, this embodied sensation of wholeness, is the new frequency you must learn to broadcast. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. It is the act of finally letting go of the beach ball and allowing yourself to float. Now that you understand the principle of energy, the most critical and often the most difficult step is to execute the shift. This is where theory meets practice, and it requires a conscious, sometimes forceful, redirection of your attention. The command is simple but profound. Forget about them. I know it sounds impossible, like trying to forget how to breathe. You don't have to erase them from your memory permanently. But you must, for now, remove them from the center of your mental universe. Just for a moment, and then for another, and then for a day. This isn't about them or the past you shared. It is now exclusively about you and the future you are building. Every second you spend agonizing over what they are doing, who they are with, or why they haven't texted. It's a second you are pouring your precious energy, the very power that could be making you magnetic, directly into a black hole. You are feeding the ghosts of the relationship instead of nourishing the living. Breathing person you are, this shift in focus is your most powerful and active tool. It's the practical application of letting go of the beach ball. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling. Before she was a household name, she was a single mother living on state benefits, feeling what she described as a failure. The easiest thing in the world would have been to focus on her lack of money, of a partner, of stability. Instead, she made a pivotal choice. She focused on the one thing that was entirely her own, her imagination and her story. She didn't write the Harry Potter series to get back at an ex or to prove her worth to someone who left. She did it for herself. She channeled all of her energy into building a world that was extraordinary, not to attract anyone, but because it was a passion that burned within her. The result of that intense, self-directed focus wasn't just a book. It was a global phenomenon. That naturally attracted millions of fans, success, and admiration. The world didn't chase her because she was chasing it. They chased her because she was so brilliantly and unapologetically chasing her own purpose. Your mission is to become the J.K. Rowling of your own life. This means you must actively engage in acts of self-reconstruction. It's not enough to just think about being confident. You have to physically and emotionally do things that make you feel alive and rebuild your sense of self. Hit the gym not to get a body for them, but to feel the power and endorphins that come from strength. Try that new hobby, the guitar lesson, the pottery class, the hiking trail, not to post about it and make them jealous, but to rediscover the joy of learning and the parts of your identity that existed before them and will exist long after. Reconnect with old friends, not to gossip about your ex, but to fortify your support system. And remember, you are loved and valued by others. This is how you get out of your head and back into your life. You're collecting evidence through action that your world is still vast, interesting, and full of potential without them at the center of it. And you will start to notice something amazing happen when you are genuinely engaged. Happy and fulfilled in your own pursuits, your energy changes. Stop emitting a frequency of need and start radiating one of abundance. People are naturally drawn to this light. It is an immutable law of human nature. By stopping your obsessive focus on them, you accomplish two things. You stop pushing them away with your neediness, and you create the intellectual and emotional space for them to wonder, to miss you, and to start focusing on you. The chase begins only when you stop running toward them and start walking toward your own horizon. Mastering the art of letting go is the final, crucial step in transforming your energy from desperate to magnetic. It is the difference between pretending to be okay and truly embodying a state of peace. Many people misunderstand this concept. They believe letting go means giving up, admitting defeat, or erasing the love and history you shared. It is none of those things. Letting go is not about the past. It is an act of profound trust in the future. It is the conscious decision to release the white-knuckled, desperate grip you have on a specific, demanded outcome, the outcome that says things must work out exactly how and when you want them to with this one person. That grip, that need to control, is what is burning you. It's like holding on to a rope that's on fire. The tighter you cling, convinced it's your only lifeline, the more severe the damage to your own well-being. The moment you finally release your grip, the searing pain stops almost immediately. The healing can begin. You are not letting go of the person. You are letting go of the agony of forcing something that isn't flowing. Naturally, this act of surrender creates a vacuum in your life, and nature abhors a vacuum. When you stop desperately filling every moment with thoughts of them, you create space, mental space, emotional space, and physical space for new possibilities to enter. This is when life has the chance to bring something better your way. Paradoxically, that something better might even be the person you're thinking about, but they would be returning to a completely different version of you, a whole, secure individual, not the fractured, needy person they may have left. But you must genuinely release the expectation for that to happen. If you let go with the secret agenda of manipulating them back, your energy will still scream of neediness and strategy, and it will fail. The most practical way to achieve this state is to start rewriting the internal story you tell yourself. Your brain believes what you repeatedly tell it. If your constant internal monologue is a script of lack, I need them to be happy. I can't be complete without them. My life is over if they don't come back. Then your reality will reflect that lack. You must actively, consciously author a new narrative. This is not about reciting empty affirmations you don't believe. It's about finding a statement that feels like a slightly more empowered version of your truth and building from there. Replace the desperate plea with a declaration of self-worth. I am already enough. This is the bedrock. Follow it with a statement of trust. The right things will find me. This isn't a magical incantation to manifest them back. It's a tool for reprogramming your brain to operate from a place of strength and self-belief instead of fear and scarcity. When you commit to this new story, supported by the actions of focusing on yourself, you stop chasing. The frantic energy dissolves. You begin to understand that your wholeness was never, and could never be, outsourced to another person. You step into the quiet, formidable power of someone who knows their own value. This is the final piece of the puzzle. A person who is complete in themselves is an enigma in a world of people seeking completion from others. They are not easily shaken. They are not dependent on external validation. And that is the most irresistibly attractive quality a human being can possess. You stop attracting people and you start captivating them. You become a magnet, not by chasing iron, but by realizing you are the magnet itself. This final chapter is where it all comes together, where the internal work manifests as an undeniable external reality. Becoming irresistible is not about learning a set of tricks or manipulating someone's feelings. It is the natural, inevitable consequence of doing the work on yourself. It is the radiant magnetic energy that emanates from a person who has genuinely fallen back in love with their own life. This isn't a fleeting confidence based on external validation. It's a deep, unshakable sense of self-love that shows up in your posture, your eye contact, the calm tone of your voice, and the way you carry yourself through the world. You are no longer looking for someone to complete you. You are inviting someone to join you in your already complete world. That shift in perspective is everything. This powerful energy you cultivate doesn't just stay contained within you. It creates a ripple effect, impacting everyone around you. Think of it like throwing a stone into a still pond. The ripples move outward in all directions, gently touching everything in their path. Your energy works the exact same way. When you are confident, engaged, and genuinely content, that frequency vibrates out from you, influencing your environment and the people in it. They may not be able to articulate why, but they will feel drawn to your presence. You become a source of good feelings, and human beings are inherently drawn to what feels good. We see this with charismatic leaders and captivating artists. Muhammad Ali didn't just say he was the greatest. He embodied that belief with every fiber of his being so completely that the world had no choice but to believe it too. His energy was a force that pulled people into his reality. Imagine a simple scenario. You're at a social gathering. In one corner, there's a person slouched over, scrolling mindlessly on their phone, their energy closed off and disengaged. Across the room, there's another person who is laughing easily, listening intently and fully immersed in the conversations around them. They aren't the loudest or the most glamorous person there, but they are fully present and radiating a positive vibe. Who does the crowd naturally gravitate toward? It's always the person with the better energy. That's the magnetic pull of self-love in action. It's not about being the center of attention. It's about being the center of your own world and allowing that world to be an attractive place for others to visit. The person you're thinking about will feel this shift on a fundamental level. It's intuitive. The energy you once sent out a desperate, pulling need has been replaced by a calm, powerful presence. They will see it in the way you interact with others. They might hear about it through mutual friends, or they'll sense it in the diminished urgency of your communications. You are no longer the same person they left. You have become someone who is fulfilled and secure without them. This creates a powerful cognitive dissonance within them. The person they thought they could walk away from without consequence has evolved into someone of high value. This doesn't just make you attractive. It makes you unforgettable. It prompts them to question their previous decisions. But remember, the goal is no longer to get them back. The goal is to become a person so secure in their own worth that whether they come back or not becomes irrelevant to your happiness. However, it is in that precise state of not needing them that you become truly irresistible. When you stop chasing and start owning your power, they will see it. They will feel it. And if they are smart and self-aware, they will realize their mistake. They won't just come back out of loneliness or nostalgia. They will come back with a newfound respect, and they will beg to be with you, not to fix you. But because they recognize they cannot afford to miss out on the formidable person you have become, the world has been waiting for you to rise. Now it's your move.